On the last episode of Cogwheel Chronicles, we built an elevator to a mine shaft, we tackled a food source of potatoes, and then built an enchanting room with Saphire. After that, and when we were fully enchanted, we took on the Ender Dragon. And finally, ended the episode with a couple of End City raids. And that brings us to today's episode. Now, let me get off the llama. We will bring up our to-do list. Today, we are going to be tackling an iron farm, because I've run out of iron, you'll see why in a minute. An andesite and an andesite alloy farm, which means, yeah, there's going to be a lot of work there. The boar drake test run. Now, you're probably thinking, Haze, what is a boar drake? That doesn't sound familiar. Well, I'm going to show you what that is in just a second. And I need to rebuild a wood farm. However, I'm going to do it the chosen architect way. Purely for the fact it looks cleaner, it'll be easier to hide, and yeah. So, looking here, as you can see, I've done a bit of terraforming just around the area, cleaning up. We have a schematic cannon sat here, and our board drill, well, tunnel board drill, whatever you want to call it, is missing. So, the plan is, I'm going to hit this button once I put some gunpowder in, and treat you to the boar drake. Roll a time lapse. And there she is in all her glory. Now, the reason I've done this, I enjoyed my little tunnel bore I had. However, I didn't think it was Viking steampunky enough. So I spent a couple of days designing this over on my creative test world, and yeah, I have to say I'm quite proud of it. The only thing is that we have to do before the boar drake is ready to go is we need to come in here. We need to get the filter from the last one and bob that on there, so that'll replace that. Need to set that to rail, and we need to manually load these just for now. And yep, all I've got to do now is, actually I've got to come down here. Hope, yep, lock rotation is on. I'm actually shocked that we remembered on the schematic, but alright, we need minecart, and I've just realised I do not have a redstone torch on me to get that going. And I don't think I've got room down in my mine shaft to test it. But I am proud of this. This is definitely one of the builds I struggled with, trying to get something I appreciated. As you can see, we've got a little friend over there. He decided to come along while I was trying to do the time lapse, and yeah, he's been a bit of an idiot, just shooting. I'm going to try, get rid of the durability on his crossbow. But yeah, so, I mean, still need to take on a test run. I mean, don't get me wrong, I did test it in a creative world. It does work. Now, can I not wrench that up? No, right. Yeah, it does work on the test world. Just drop these bits in here. However, not tested it in this world yet. Well, obviously, because I've only just schematic cannoned it in. But I'm rambling. We've got an iron farm, andesite, and a few other bits to do. So yeah, I'm going to bring you back when it's time to get building. It's been a painful couple of days. I absolutely hate terraforming. However, the trees are gone. The land is flat, as you saw from that little time lapse. We got the boar drake up and running, so we managed to clear a bit with that. I did have footage of the trees getting chopped down, but yes, Replay Mod decided to do its usual thing and corrupt. Luckily, boar drake didn't, because, God, that looked awesome watching that. But, as you can see, we've terraformed a little river here. You will see why soon. We got some seagrass and sea pickles just to try tidy it up a bit. I'm going to need Saf to sleep or I'm going to get mobbed. Alright, should be safe enough. I'm just going to jump in free cam. As you can see, this bit's a bit straighter and a bit weird, as you will see, trust me. We got a nice little river coming up. And I still need to decorate the pond up here. And yeah, nice little bit of terraforming done. So the plan now, well, the plan originally was to start building the iron farm and the andesite farm. However, you will notice my schematic cannon here. You will notice all the goodies inside. And yes, I think, when I zoom back out my face, there will be a factory. And there we go. We have a factory. Very, very nice big factory. Now, I was explaining the river. Get rid of that rotten flesh. I was explaining this river. I will show you why the river. The river is because we have a water wheel. Now, this water wheel is functional. I've just got to get it hooked up to power because, yeah, mechanical bearing, other side, wizardry, you know how it works. On the inside, I'm glad I put torches down. I stuck it in the schematic when I built it on my creative test world. So, that way no mob spawning. And, if we come up here, try landing the tree. Yeah. Completely failed that, obviously. Land up here instead. We have got the bases for the cobble gen. So, plan is, drop lava in this bit, water in this bit. Actually, I would have been better showing you from outside. There we go. As you can see, it comes down into this little storage vault here. I've done some trickery with the chutes. And then this, gotta love it when your wall doesn't work. There we go. Alright, enough distractions. As I was going to say, that cobble gen should produce a decent amount. Now, I think the plan is, I'm going to send it off either side into grinding setups, round the edge for the washing, round the edge for the pressing, whatever else, into the middle for the mechanical presses, and then somewhere around this general area is going to be the main output. But I do believe we can tick off a couple of bits of our to-do list. Because, well, actually, no, we can't. Unless, hold up, build factory. There we go. We can now cross off the boar drake test run because, as you saw from the little time lapse, the boar drake got some workout done. It took away what it needed to take away, and we built the factory. So them two are ticked off. I'm happy with this. Could maybe do with changing up the design of them little dragons on top. Then again, I could even swap the big dragons up top and the little dragons there, but then it kind of throws it off balance. But if I go into free cam, look at the footprint of my house. I thought this were a decent size, and then you look at this. Funny story though. This was originally going to be my starter house, and then when I looked at it after I built it, I'm like, no, way too big. But yes, now that's all done, I think I'm going to spend a bit of time off camera just getting a path in, terraforming a bit more, maybe a little bridge over this way. See what the damages after building that, because I know I'm going to need quite a few materials to get that up and running. And I'm going to go hunt some sheep, because I think as a temporary basis, I'm just going to shove 2 windmills there so we've got power until I decide to tackle power. Which I have got a design in mind for the... well, I don't even know what to call it. I think it's basically a Viking power station, which I'm going to stick about here, up on the hill, terraform it down, have a path, bridge, yeah. So it's going to sit there with nice big chimney stacks and everything, but on that note, if I don't hit the wrong button, I'm going to bring you back when we are building the machinery. So, see you soon. Alright, so it is the next day. I am just running up the side of the riverbank and trying to get some life into it. Is probably the best way to describe it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not the best when it comes to this sort of thing. I've been lazy with a river that's meandering down. But I just want to try... can't put one there, that's fine. Just want to try and get it looking a bit more lively. Trying to learn from the greats. Spent so many years watching and not enough years taking notice, if that makes sense. So as you can see, I need to finish cutting down that tree. I've been running up and down, bone mealing what I can. Stuck in the water now. Oops. Yeah, bone mealing what I can. I've tried texturing with a mixture of stone, moss, and a few other bits. I've tried bringing the bushes down into the water. However, I'm not too fond of how that looks. I think it looks a bit stupid. But I'm going to say, if anyone's got any tips, tricks, or ideas on how to make this look better, I think I need a patch of moss here somewhere. I need a couple of boulders. I'm going to get rid of these that I've put in the water, because, yeah, I don't like it. But then again, I could have waterlogged. Yeah, look at me being me. I've got posts in place here for a bridge. So, yeah, that's the plan. I need to do that side. I'll do that in a bit. Yeah, plan is get a bridge in. I need food. Have I got my food? I got my baked potatoes. But yeah, I've been doing a bit of work. As you can see, I have got a source of power. Let me get my rockets in place. Put my shears away because I'm no longer trimming bushes. I've gone with this design. Now, I was struggling because I know I need a power source. It don't look the best. It's a temporary fix. I might upgrade it. I might tear it down in the future. But I thought, what about a repurposed longboat for the windmill? So it's a broken boat. They've just turned it on the side, stuck it down, built a windmill in it. And I've got it close enough that I can route power this way. I need to figure out how I'm going to do that. As you can see, I have put paths in. That's a block I forgot to move. Yeah, I have put paths in. I still need to slabby-dabby, make sure it's all walkable, but I think it's coming together nicely. You'll have to let me know down in the comments what I can add. And I need some lighting. I'm trying to come up with a design for some Viking-style street lamps. But yeah, drop me a comment, tell me what you like, what you don't like, what I could improve. Any tips or tricks, I would appreciate it. Now, I'm going to take myself back to doing this little bit of terraforming. I just thought I'd jump back in before we get on with the factory inside. And yeah. Okie dokie, so we are going to go tackle this factory. Now, I have made a few changes to the outside, as you can see. No doors here now, the windows, main doors there, then windows barred up. Over here, I have routed a power into here, which Cobblegen's currently turned off. Because, yeah, I've got a nice amount. I've set this up ready. So if we go on in, I will show you what I have done. I've got all the bits I need here for the stuff I need to build. We've got power route, well, we've got the chain conveyors routed around the top for the packages. The power is on a central line. I have put that one up there purely for the fact when I do build a power plant somewhere off in this direction, I will be bringing the power along the roof and down and getting rid of that connection there to the windmill and having that purely decorational. So, underneath, I've dug out a nice little area. I've routed power to where each of the machines I've got planned out will go. I've got lava coming up here, as you can see down here. I've got a nice big pipe with a bottomless supply, as I found a nice big lava pocket. So that's running that. And yeah, the plan is we're going to jump straight in. I've marked out where the first couple bits do need to go. So I think we're going to start with the vaults. And I'm actually probably going to need 2 stacks of these. The vaults are the first thing that I'm going to get worked out. So this is the vault for gravel. Next I got the vault in for the sand, followed by the vault in for the overflow of flint. After that it was a case of getting the vault in for the clay balls. I then proceeded to stick my andesite one down where I needed it, right in front of my pipes. Then it was on to setting up the crushing wheels for the cobble to gravel, followed by setting up the frog parts and crushing wheels for the gravel to sand, which I struggled a bit because I kept falling off. Then we moved on to setting up the frog parts so we could route the flint and the the clay balls as and when we needed it. I then supplied my crushing wheels with power, making sure they were all going the right way. I then proceeded to butcher through the logistics side of it because, yeah, that still confuses me to high heaven, I will admit. And finally I got the shell of the washing station and the logistics side all set up, ready for washing the gravel. And that brings us to the next segment. Fingers crossed we do have an intact audio file this time. Fingers crossed. First of all, let me apologise for that butchered clip you have just witnessed. We are, however, on the final stretch of this, well, the first part of this factory. So the plan is we are going to get the press in place for the iron nuggets. This will give us our iron farm. I will need to filter these eventually. Okay, we need need a barrel that needs to go there. And we need our frogs on top. So give me a minute. Go pack. That's a frog. I didn't want the frog. I wanted the packager. So packager. Connect the frog. Frog there. This is going to be. What's the name of this one? This is Haze Iron Nugget Press. A very long name, but it needs to be long for what it's doing. Now, this is where our brass filters come in. We are going to pull the iron nuggets from there. They're going to go straight into there. Need my axe. We're going to come out the back here, into 2 item drains, and then into there. That's that set up. And now, over this side, we need to have 2 item drains here. Funnel here. We need to stick our base in there. This is for mixing andesite. Need to switch the pump around to make sure that goes in. That's for that. Needs to, hopefully, there we go, turn. Alright, so the plan with this, need to go 1, 2, need vertical. Then we just need a normal gearbox. Can anyone see my gearboxes? Because there they are. I'm blind, I do apologise. Alright, that'll be for that. We need filter out there, and I need a couple more. I'll just grab some. Same setup over here as before. We are going to bob a barrel there. We are going to have packager here. We're going to have that needs to be connected there. A frog on top. This frog, however, is going to be the Haze andesite mix. There we go. Now, I believe that should be set up. However, we're going to have to come over here, as we need packager here, one of these here, that there. This is Haze-andesite. Stock link on the back. I forgot to put the one over there for the iron, well, for the ingots. There we go. Tune you to you. You can go here. Always do that. So that needs to be andesite. And that should be andesite sorted. Hopefully. So now, the plan is test it all and see if it's working. So bear with me while I just switch a few things on. And yeah, we'll test it. Alright, as I was setting up the final few filters, I realised I missed something important here. We need that there and that there. That will make sure our flint and our gravel go into where it needs to go. But, looking round, I think everything is in the correct orientation. So, we should be good to set this off. Gravel should do its job, clay should do its job. So, the plan is, we're going to come over to our little logistics. We're going to up the stacks of gravel to 50. We're going to go 25 with the sand. Now I need to remember how this works. Because, yeah, I can't actually remember. Let me look. Is it gravel we wash to get iron ingots? Oh, nuggets. Gravel, wash, yeah. So, we need to set that to 8. Because for every 64 gravel we send, we should get about 8. So, connect that to gravel. That's going to be 64, so that's going to... Bear with me. Yep, here's dash washer. I was right in assuming that. Here's dash washer. Alright. By right, when they start coming through, this one here should send the... It should send the nuggets automatically there. Should be in the operative word. However, no, I've got a stock link, that's fine. Alright, so the gravel is being made. I need to turn the sand up, because apparently I got more sand than expected. We'll put that up to 50 as well. But we're going to say we want... let's be safe and say 6 stacks. So that should throw the gravel out there. Gets picked up. Being dropped. And it's getting washed. However, I do need to make sure these expire, don't I? Expire after a minute, just to be safe. And when we've got a backlog of them, we'll be able to request that. Now, we've got lava in a bucket. The andesite mix is set up. So, we should be able to say we want How do I do this? A new connection to there. A new connection to there. And mess that connection up. Add the connection to there. There we go. And add the connection to there. So 1 for 1. Well, actually 2 for that. 1 for that makes 1 andesite. I think. So let's check. Andesite. Compacting 2 flint, 1 gravel is 1 andesite. Yeah, so if I want 32 of these at a time, need 64 of them and 32 of them. That's going to Haze dash andesite mix. There we go, and we are going to put that to expire for a minute, and we're going to set it to 2 stacks. So now, by rights, we should see, yep, flint launching on. Gravel should launch on. Enderman, I don't trust you. Now this should get put in there, dropped. That should go in, get dropped, there we go. We now have andesite being produced. We've got iron nuggets building up, which means if I come over here quickly, I add a connection for that. For every 9, we should expect 1. That is going to iron nugget press. There's dash iron nugget press. And I want, let's just say 100 for now. That should spit out the nuggets. This one should spin. Ah, hold up. I see the issue. There we go. I forgot the dash. That's now compacting, and we should have iron. We certainly do. Alright, everyone. I do believe that is it for the episode. So let me grab my clipboard. We haven't done the wood farm, and I really need to get around to rebuilding that, but we've got plenty in storage. However, we now have iron. We now have andesite. So, I think we've done a good job. It's took a while. Mr. Enderman, I'm not looking at you. Yeah, it's took a while. It's placed grass, but we've got our gravel, sand. Next episode, what I think we will do is focus on building a power station, because then I can get the haunter in place, I can get the smelter in place, I can set up the nether quartz, vol, the everything else basically. But yeah, if you have enjoyed yourself, make sure to hit that like button, as it is appreciated. If you've got any suggestions, tips or tricks on how to improve my setup, please leave them down in the comments. And yeah, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. Ah, I knew that'd happen. Nope. Ah well, I'll see y'all in the next episode.